talk. I'm sitting in the parking lot waiting for my husband to get done at the gym. We were on our way to the gym as a family, and let's just say I was in a bad mood, and I didn't really have a reason why, and so I kind of pulled the pregnancy card and just said, I just feel very emotional and kind of crabby. I've been hot all day because we don't have air conditioning, and I let the heat kind of just get to me, and so I was just like not happy. So we're driving, and he wanted to kind of have this conversation about finances because there's some things going on recently and we kind of need to talk about it. And I was just like not having it. And I just wanted to share this with you guys kind of in real time as it's happening, because this is such like a real issue for so many married couples and just couples in general. If you're in a relationship, chances are money has come up and it's been an issue. So in our marriage, I am the spender. I love to spend money. I've come to terms with this. My husband is the saver. He went to school for business, took finance classes. He knows how to do a budget. He loves to save money. He knows how to save money. And so that's kind of how our dynamic is. Every couple obviously has a very different dynamic, and I'm sure there are couples where there's two savers and two spenders. In the beginning of our marriage, when finances would come up, basically this is how it would play out. I would get angry. I would be in a terrible mood for the rest of the day. I would sit there with my arms crossed, angrily talking about it because I knew we had to. And in the end, my husband always felt like he was the bad guy for enforcing all these things, and that basically it created this scenario where he felt like he, couldn't talk to me about the finances because I would just, get in this mood. It would just make me feel so angry for some reason, like talking about having to save and talking about restricting our budget, or, okay, we need to scale back on this or that. And rarely is it, let's sit down and talk about how we have all this excess money and we don't know what to do with it. It's never like that. So over the years of our marriage, I have learned this about myself and I've come to terms with it. As a partner, this was very wrong of me to act this way every time he brought finances up, because it wasn't right for him to feel like the bad guy when, he was doing what was right for us as a family. I realized that I didn't want things to continue to go that way. And so essentially I had to put on my big girl pants and just suck it up. And when this conversation would start with him, I would have to choose to not get angry, and I would have to choose to not let my mood go bad and respond with love and respond with even thanks, like thank you for doing this, because it's amazing that you're taking the initiative to take charge of our budget and to not let us go into debt and to in fact go the other way and try and pay off our debt. I'm sure there's other people out there, wives or husbands, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you are, that you get this way when you talk about finances, even though it's really hard and even though you don't want to talk about it and you would rather go out and spend money and go out to eat and do all these things. At the end of the day, we know that they're doing this in our best interest and because they love us, not because they are trying to impose these rules and make us feel miserable. Like, no, they're trying to make our life better. Anyway, what ended up happening tonight was that I recognized in myself that this was happening. I just told him that it really wasn't the right time to talk about it, but that I do want to talk about it, that I'm not trying to avoid it, but I just want to wait until I'm in a better place mentally so that I don't come off, super rude, crabby, and all that. He was very respectful of that and said, that's totally fine, I understand, let's, talk about it tomorrow or this weekend or whatever. If you know that about yourself, I'm sure your partner will respect if in that moment you're like, you know what, I'm just not ready to talk about it, but in a while when I kind of get my head together. Let's talk about it. So if you can relate, please give this video a thumbs up or comment below and let me know what the dynamic is between you and your partner. I'd love to hear your input and your experience. So thanks for watching, Ren Fam.